We are going to see how Jonathan Toroitich was heavily implicated in the murder of Julie Ward. Some things that I'm talking, to millenniums, these are stranger than fiction. Because there are some things that used to happen there. And I'm happy that millennials are happy knowing about Kenya, how Kenya was that time. It is only unfortunate that some people who are of my age do not want me to share the information with the younger age. I would have expected hardship from the millenniums because some of the things I talk, it would be stranger than fiction. But I'm happy. I even get some DM through Messenger. You find somebody saying that he or she is a millennium and thanking me. And then at the very same time, you find, for example, somebody DMs me and a Facebook account of the name Joe Hatari, Joe Mzalendo or something. And at the very same minute, you find that there is a beep on the till number. Somebody called Joseph has sent something. So I see a lot of encouragement from people who admit that they are millennials. And then if you check at the time when they are sending the message, at the same time the till rings and shows that they have sent something. I'm happy about that. When Julie Ward died, a lot of suspicion went to Jonathan Toroitich, Moi's eldest son. Now, as I've said before, and I'll continue saying, concerning, I really feel bad that about 5 political assassinations, including Julie Ward, I am unable to come up with a conclusive theory that proves that so-and-so did so-and-so. And I'll talk about it later, that to the time of recording this thing, I've not received anything. I've received words of encouragement from victims, and I've also received words of encouragement from, imagine, getting JM Karaoke's killer, getting his granddaughter, the killer's granddaughter, thanking me. I mean, I'm getting a lot of encouragement from both the victims of past injustices and those who punished them, even when I've mentioned their names. The only challenge I'm getting is from my age mates, who either wanted to be swept under the carpet or anything, but when the millenniums show that they are interested, then I get it. And I'm trying as much as possible to transport. You know, it is easy to tell somebody who was 30 years in 1988 what was happening. It's just reminding. But telling somebody who was born 20 years after Julie Ward had died, transporting him or her to that time frame is something that we try. If we succeed, so be it. Now, then first of all, I'll tell you what we were taught at CID training school in South Sea. Those days we used to be told that when you're investigating a crime, there were 3 people you could not suspect. The first person you could not suspect was God the Almighty, because God Almighty cannot commit a crime. The second person you could not suspect was the president, because by then the president was above the law. The third person you could not suspect is you yourself, because you are not there. You can treat including your commanding officer. Your commanding officer who has allocated you the file to investigate, he can also be treated as a suspect. You know, I can give you a job knowing it is me, and then when you find things that are implicating me, by the fact that I'm your boss and the fact that you know, I mean, so many facts, they'll make you try and cover me up. So we were told. But nowadays, I think detectives are nowadays taught that there are only two people who you do not suspect. Two people you do not suspect, that is yourself and the Almighty God. I'm saying so because we have had a lifetime belief that among Moi's children, Jonathan Toroitich was one of the cleanest. His dealings was okay and whatever. But then I'll have to say this thing, that even though he was that one, and I'm not saying he's the one because, as I've said, I have never found a conclusive matter that can directly or indirectly implicate him or any other person. This is one of the 5 cases that I've placed it under PUI, pending under investigations. So you find that, and also, things don't happen the way they are. You may form an opinion about somebody, but does he walk around with that drone from you? The drone that records everything he does and says? No. I'm saying so because who could have believed that Moi used to take alcohol? Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. Nobody believed. And if you would talk about alcohol to Moi, okay, humanizing, that one was there, it was known. He had a daughter out of wedlock. During the time when he was the president, GSU officers who were at the gate used to be given brief that a certain Mercedes is coming, so on. Those ones, you know. But when it came to alcohol, anybody and everybody would argue that Moi never tasted alcohol. So I cannot rule out the possibility that Jonathan Toroitich may have killed Julie Ward. Another thing is this. If you look at Moi's children, at the time when Nani died, Julie Ward died, a person like Gideon Moi was born, I think, 1966. So, Julie Ward died when Gideon Moi was 12 years. So even if you are Prince Charles, Prince of Wales, and you're 12 years, you cannot be that deep. No, it cannot happen. So you can see, around 1987-88, when Julie Ward died, Jonathan was the only adult, or they were adults, yes, but Jonathan was the one who was adult and also had influence at whatever. So if Julie Ward was killed by a member of the Moise family, then Jonathan Toroitich must be the one. The others could be juvenile. The other thing, and a lot of confusion was happening. In the NIS, as it was known then, it was known as Special Branch. From the time it was, you know, we used to operate like the police, they operate under standing orders. In Special Branch, we had directives, Special Branch directives. The first directive was issued by Jomo Kenyatta at State House, Mombasa in 1968. Now, with the directive of the Special Branch, we used to spy on anybody and everybody except the president. And we used to be told, we monitor for anything real or potential threats to the president and the government. And you see, the government and the president were one and same thing. Now, just before that, around that time, we started having funny reports on Moi's children and Moi's friends and Moi's. So we got a letter, it's called an SF, secret file. You know, we had the policy file, secret file, so on and so on. But secret file were deadly. These were instructions and whatever. Policy file could be different. Policy file could be correspondence. Policy file would be how to run this and this. But secret file, this one used to, like Koigi Wamwere, you could say, can you now find out what Koigi was doing? Or Ngugi wa Thiong'o, something like that. That one used to come from. But when it came to something like Linda Amani, Linda Boni, and also Operation Maliza Uhalifu in Northern Rift, that one comes under policy file because it is general, but secret is top secret, and it is also targeted on people. So a letter came and said that it has come to our notice that negative intelligence reports are being forwarded concerning the president's close relatives and close friends. You are now hereby directed from now henceforth to stop reporting on the president's immediate family and immediate friends. Now, we were confused and we used to talk, and it was the matter of our district bosses to know how to tell the headquarters. Because if you, if you go to Aluhya and ask him to describe his immediate family, and then, because I belong to two tribes, then you go to my mother's tribe, the Kikuyu, you ask for the immediate family, you'll be shocked. Whereas a Kikuyu may give you tens of people as his immediate family, the Luhya will give you hundreds. So we didn't know, and we even wanted to be given list of the people. And it happens around, I don't know whether it was immediately before, soon or after Julie Watt's time, that it happened. There is also a possibility that people like Biwott may have been connected to Julie Watt's death, but you see, when you float the name of the Moi family, you would have muddied the whole thing and the stories would have stopped there. But the question is, who would do that and implicate the president's son? Because if you are found, I'm telling you, your body may never be found. But then it was a bit hard to guess one way or the other. But what is there, what I found funny, there is a police constable who was called Gerard Wambogo. Gerard Wambogo. I'm not very sure about the second name, but the first one I think is Gerard. Gerard, we were with him in West Pokot during the Operation Nyundo. Pokot's called Operation Nyundo. They call it Lotrr. Lotrr because helicopters used to come, you know, the helicopter comes with drrr, and also helicopters used to have gunships, general purpose machine gun, and the machine guns would shoot the Pokot drrr, so they call it the operation that low drrr. So there is, and those days when the Kanu government had differed with the MP, there was one trick they used to do. They knew it's just like having a thief as a watchman. He must steal from you. So, like I usually tell lawyers, okay, when you're about to retire, don't steal from your place, you'll lose your. So what they used to know is, they used to know that no MP gives the right mileage. So one time, Lotodo claimed that he had gone to Kacheliba for a certain function where he had he claimed the mileage, but the intelligence had already said that that weekend the meeting he did not attend. So when Lotodo was charged with warlike activities, Gerard Wambogo went there and gave evidence to the government saying that he's the one who booked the occasion on the OB, and he even produced the OB. Lotodo's name was not there, so Lotodo was convicted, among other things, with filling in false mileage. And then, because it was so dangerous to give evidence against Lotodo and stay in West Pokot, not just West Pokot, Kacheliba, it happened that Wambogo had to be transferred to outside West Pokot. And when Julie Ward was there, the last entry that Julie Ward entered as she was going to where she was killed, it was by the same person. So I was wondering, does thunder strike twice? And then you can see the elaborate way that these things happened. And I can tell you, having interacted with these people, those people who are used to assassinating others usually were taken those who were maziwalala. Because I'm sorry to say some people don't like the way I talk, but anyway, the important thing is I'm passing information. Don't Don't blame the conveyor of information, blame the information. There are some crimes that they used to perform which was so funny. Look at Robert Ouko. Robert Ouko is supposed to have uh, taken a jerrycan full of petrol, poured on himself, lit it, and then shot himself. Now, this is the thing. This lady is supposed to have gone into the forest, and after being killed by animals, then she took out her broken limb, took it to a mud, and drew on the vehicle, on top of the vehicle, SOS, save our souls. Hey, let me talk, because if I talk, your bundles will go. Killing has doing anything, you have to do some brain work. But those people who are being used are usually more loyal than. When it comes to loyalty, they are 98, but when it comes to brain, they are 2%. So yes, most probably, the person who did it, and I tend to, this what we call circumstantial evidence. My circumstantial evidence indicates that most likely it is Jonathan Toroitich who did that. And you know, Jonathan Toroitich, throughout his life, he used to give the picture of. And why did he kill her? It is simple. There was, you know, the lady came with a camera. You can see most of the pictures. She's either holding an app or she's holding a camera. So she came across some funny thing. I don't know whether it was diamond. I don't know whether it was whatever. But there were some things that she noticed. And she had a very good camera. She had a very good camera. And those are the times when technology are now starting. Like now, it is even possible for me to talk to you live from where I am. I just put on bundles and you put on and we start talking. So the technology goes on improving. And at that time, the technology was improving in such a way that they believed she was killed because she took some photos, and they believed that dismantling the camera alone would not delete those. Her camera maybe had satellites and the pictures had already been sent out. That for me is what I believe.